Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Steel Twins recording studio in the cherry capital of the world, Traverse City, Michigan. Introducing your hosts, the Cannonball, the Cannon, the Steel Twins.
What's up, everybody? It's Sunday afternoon, and you know what that means.
That's right, voice acting night. It was supposed to be last night, but, work was kind of hectic, so I had to postpone it, but here we are.
Yep, here we are indeed. So, folks, just sit back, have a nice cup of tea or your favorite beverage. We're going into episode number 2 of the first game of the Ace Attorney Investigations collections. I have absolutely no idea what we're in for. I've watched like the first part of, I've played through the first part before. I've watched videos on the first part before, but now we're going to, episode 2. Haven't seen this before, and we're really excited.
And of course, if you haven't already, you can go ahead and check out the previous video for which I recorded earlier today. Hot off the steel press, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's going to happen every Sunday or so. And I've gone as far as Chapter 4 on that game.
It's a really nice, it's a really nice game. It looks great. I was watching that earlier today, and, I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get to the story all the way up to Rebirth, see if I can... because I want to know what that's all about. Because I hear that is an amazing game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And anyways, but that's in the near future. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Nostalgic Monday as I look to tackle Banjo-Tooie again.
Yep. And how far are you on that game package?
I'm as far as opening the front door at Grunty Industries.
Oh boy, and that is going to be a hoot and a half.
And I've only got 28 jiggies. But anyways, but that's tomorrow. This is now. We're gonna get right into this. We got our favorite bottle. We got our bottle of water here with us. So, ladies and folks, if you have a cap to your bottle or a pin on your can, you go and pull that pin or twist that cap off with the twisty twist. The Cannonball. What time is it?
It's time to hydrate.
Damn right, son. Cheers.
Man, hits the spot.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, live scene. We can hear the stream. Let's get that music going, huh? That's right. Here, what? Oh, wrong button. There we go. Come on, package, get your act together.
All right, I am gonna have to be super attentive here.
Yep, you sure are.
Yeah, usually it's the other way around. Usually I'm the one sitting in the red chair, but yeah, I'll get used to it as time goes on.
All right, check for add-ons. Here we go. New items are locked in the gallery. Don't care. We're gonna load up.
All right.
We are about to begin. Turnabout. Airlines.
Lock 'em and load 'em, ladies. It's go time.
Here we go. All right, so this is it. This is loading. Nice chess piece, by the way. Mm-hmm. Episode 2. Turnabout. Airlines. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days
earlier. Huh?
What the? No way.
Why is he lying down? Oh.
Turbulence. Yes, everything will get high up in the air, 9,000 feet.
Thank you for flying GoU Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
March
March
12th.
6:13 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge.
Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? Yeah. My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the hell? What in the world happened?
Is there something? Who said? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Ah! He's dead!
Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts.
What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer!
No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me.
Oh, God. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class.
Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight.
An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was murder.
What? Murder? What's going on with this flight?
Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated.
But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off.
Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit.
I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck's he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body.
So you say. However, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant.
Oh, is that right?
I know what I saw, and there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up.
What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about?
We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation.
Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Ms. Tenairo, is it? Ms. Tenairo, is it?
Yes?
I was wondering if you might give me a chance.
A chance? To do what?
A chance to plead my case, and a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense? And can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous?
You have a point. Very well. I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick.
Of course, as you wish.
Good. Very well then, let's get started.
I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Alright, here we go. What
Now saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you, standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So if you'd please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land.
That's it? That's her evidence?
I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it.
What Ms. Tenairo saw?
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you, standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon.
Oh,
Hold it! The murder weapon dripping with blood? Really now?
I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't the passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now.
As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time.
Excuse me?
You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Picked off the floor in front of the elevators into mine, so who is it? Body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator, stopped at the first floor lounge. That's it.
Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene, and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile.
Apparently, you also lied with a smile on your face.
So I would go to the third statement, or the fourth statement rather, and present the wallet. How is the wallet the murder weapon?
Okay, well, they'll find out. There's blood on the wallet, though.
Objection!
Objection! Ms. Tenairo!
What is with the yelling all of a sudden?
Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Ms. Tenairo, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct?
Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine.
Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
What?
I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is?
It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky.
The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Ms. Tenairo.
What? Impossible.
Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did.
As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice.
Then...
That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist.
No!
There, that should clear up that pesky accusation.
Hold it. Wait just a sec. That is... even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please.
She's trembling and attacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself.
She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Ms. Tenairo, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me.
All right. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
Grape juice stains the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in the juice. However, I didn't do it out of ill intentions. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree?
Hold it. Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look?
Hold on a second, folks. Good afternoon to Pete Daddy Dollar in the house. Two. Sweet! Maddie liked the stream. Yeah, Maddie liked the stream. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Pete Daddy Dollar. Hit me up. Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is...
Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Atby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property.
Wallet data?
Wallet data updated in my organizer. Picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. There is but a passport inside.
You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you?
How dare you!
You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is.
Oh boy, Miss Tenairo's logic.
As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you?
I don't know. So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see.
You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play?
Alright, rebuttal time. This is now's logic.
As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you?
No, I would press him on that.
Oops. Hold it! You think I was after his money? Where did that cockamamie idea come from?
True, you're also a passenger in first class, but... Where did that...
Cockamamie idea come from?
I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead.
They're not lines. They're perfectly normal and a part of my natural face.
I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before. And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble.
She really is making a fool of herself, pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony. All right,
So let's see.
There's but a passport inside. There's no money in there.
Right.
Objection!
I wonder if I might
get a word in, Miss Teniro.
What is it now?
Miss Teniro, I wonder if you noticed a contradiction within your own testimony.
What are you talking about?
Simply put, as you saw with your own eyes, the only thing inside Mr. Hicks's wallet was his passport.
Ah!
If I really was after his money, then why would I steal the penniless travel wallet?
But that's right, you, Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't know it was empty when you stole it.
You would like to think that, but that's not possible.
What do you mean it's not possible?
There's no way the killer didn't know that the wallet was empty to begin with.
Oh? And what makes you so sure?
How can I show her that the killer knew the wallet to be empty from the get-go?
Well, let's see here.
Well,
There's
here it
money
is.
on the floor, so
If you will recall the crime scene, I admit that the wallet was probably not empty at the time of the murder. That's pretty evident by the bills and cards strewn around the inside of the elevator.
Oh no!
I think you've come to realize the problem with your logic. I would surmise that the victim's wallet fell out during your struggle, and that's when its contents emptied onto the floor of the elevator. I doubt the killer could have missed such an occurrence.
Then you're saying...
Yes, according to your supposition, if I were the killer, I would have been going after a wallet I knew to be empty. And since I clearly was not attempting to gather the scattered money, it renders your argument of theft completely invalid.
Forgive me, please!
Hey, what the heck? You saying the attendant's wrong?
So that guy isn't the killer?
Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick.
Nah.
Will you all please be quiet? Miss Teniro,
Yes?
you lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you for releasing me. What is it now? Miss Teniro, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged.
It sounds like Virginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who...
I said that he's giving you the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well. See? You, the attendant.
Yes, sir?
I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. What the heck is up with that jacket, for crying? It almost looks like he's got bullet holes in it. Whatever.
I think they're like sunflower seeds, sunflowers, whatever. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for?
What is it you want? I am finished talking to the likes of you.
Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land.
How dare you try to waste my time?
You are the one who stuck your nose into my affairs.
I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I am pretty sure that's how you say it in English.
Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name.
I am Zingalabalak II. I am a very wealthy man in the Virginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty.
Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now?
Pardon?
When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout.
I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not even have a second to waste. Time is money, as they say.
Yes, and yet you continue to blather on.
I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was at exactly 6 o'clock.
Exactly at 6 o'clock, huh?
And what's the significance of that time?
At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6?
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body?
Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15.
Hicks was his name, was it? Did I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span? And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes?
Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time.
Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice.
I was still eating, still haven't finished, see?
The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against these, right?
I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me.
Oh, so you say. But do you have what you say in the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all?
Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw? Enough to give testimony? Wait, hold on.
Of course. I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little small machine the whole time.
Machine?
Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It's making me crazy with the click, click, click.
From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer.
I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself.
A simple cell phone, a laptop or organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget.
I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All he produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw.
Miss Teniro,
Yes?
I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene.
What? You want to examine the crime scene?
If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I could produce the real culprit.
I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English.
It's Fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Teniro, if you wait until we arrive, there is a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I
understand. Let me see what the captain has to say.
Ha! This should not be approved.
Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back.
Okay, here we go.
You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes?
Of course not.
We will see.
Let's see. Here we go.
Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene.
What? Unbelievable.
I am in your debt, Miss Siniro.
However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that?
Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural, as I am still the suspect in this case.
I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use the triangle button to talk.
See you, fourth wall. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge.
All right. Well, take a look at the victim's desk too.
This one?
Yeah. There's a safe there.
This was Mr. Hicks' seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about.
Perhaps it's in the elevator?
Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now.
In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid the elevator is not in service. To get to the first floor lounge, we should take the stairs.
Now who's this woman?
Who's this chickadee? Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there!
If you need something, please ask Miss Road over there, okay?
What the? Hey, wake up, you!
I'm terribly sorry this is being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth.
No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. I think we have to go down the stairs. Here we go. March 12th, 7:26 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Teniro.
It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. But just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota.
I see. I will bear that in mind.
I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time.
So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board?
I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all.
Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered, or either. Begin investigation, first floor lounge. Now then, let's get started.
But where should we start from?
Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. What clues point to the killer where the killer could have been?
If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes.
The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. What floors does this elevator service?
Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard.
So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
There it is again. What is this?
What is this sinister looking figure on the floor here?
Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and it's so popular that we're down to our last one.
You have an in-flight shop?
Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered.
There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon?
Oh.
Let's check to see what... Okay, where was the killer? The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects the first and second floor. The blood is on it still fresh. Could this be the murder weapon?
Not quite yet.
Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point.
Okay. Look at the body itself.
I wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence.
Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt.
Aha!
Huh? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene?
The footprints.
What is it?
They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints.
So you think...
Yes, these belong to our killer.
Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class.
I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match.
Oh, I see.
Let's see. What close points where the killer could have been? There's some spilled grape juice on the floor in front of the elevator. See what happens when we connect. No. I can't see a clear connection between these two pieces of information.
Not yet, I guess.
Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence.
It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second, and I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off.
I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence.
Ah! No! Look at all that grape juice staining the back! It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable.
It was?
Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals later sat in this very chair.
I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals?
I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens.
Ah, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation will get.
Well, what's up by the bar?
These counting windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds.
Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them?
I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation.
The clouds. They tell me nothing. These bottles of glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area.
Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you.
I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name.
This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive.
That's not a piano. It's more like an overgrown music box.
Oh, but its keys to press along with the music as though there really is someone playing it.
Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys.
Alright, what's that thing on the ground? There's a nutcracker there.
What or who is this?
This is a bronze statue of the founder of Go U Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. The one on the left is one of when he was in his 40s, and the other of him is in his 80s.
Did the man age at all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more.
Okay, well, I guess not.
Well, time for some logic then. Okay. Is this it? Nope. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic.
Well, okay. I would say okay, hold on.
No.
Well, we could start. Well, let's try again. Left 1, 2. All right. Let's see. Okay, what victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects 1F and 2F, and spill.
Sure.
Let's try elevator and murder weapon.
All right.
The murder weapon was found in the elevator.
No. The pieces don't fit together quite right.
Are you in need of assistance?
Miss Teniro, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge.
As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around.
If you could pass the message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation.
I will. However, please realize that you're still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you.
Of course, and I take no offense.
Do you really understand what I'm saying?
Yes, verily.
Do you pinky swear you do on your honor as a professional prosecutor?
I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor.
Well, I guess that settles that.
I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing.
Notice anything?
Did you notice anything?
I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator.
I'd say the killers, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they are a vital clue to solving this case.
Ooh, maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go find them together.
A word of advice. Nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines.
All right, let's go back up to the second floor then.
Nope, can't do that.
This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel.
The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great. However, to me, it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door.
Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. I guess we're just gonna have to, what's it? There are
Two copies of
Sky Magazine. There are a few copies of Sky Magazine in the magazine rack.
this month's special is an English trivia quiz.
That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle.
Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle?
Case in point.
Well, there's a pair of nutcrackers on that ground.
A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at his feet.
This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Hugo Hughes, who was a big fan of grape juice. I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much grape juice was here at his feet.
Is that a hint of hero worshipping I detect? Yeah, we're a little lost.
Yeah, none of the pieces seem to be fitting together. Can you show? I guess there's more.
I won't rest until I suspect every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight.
So, Mr. Hicks, he's really dead?
Yes. She's trembling, though I can't find her. I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there.
Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes.
I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Oh. Even his glasses are broken. Oh.
Now we can start doing some. So
Blood force trauma. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out.
Yes? What is it?
The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head.
Well, aren't we deserving of the master of the obvious title?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think it's worth investigating?
It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon.
Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection.
Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Captain Ugo Piggy Bank, dated, jotted down on my organizer. Usually on display in the in-flight shop. Found at the crime scene with blood on it. Now, what else? The victim's glasses are broken. Were they broken during his murder? Nope. Not.
what about the elevator button? And then maybe the okay. What's that thing in his pocket?
Huh? Uh-oh. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Photo of Mr. Hicks data jotted down in my organizer. Found in the victim's pocket. A souvenir picture, perhaps?
Look at that thing on his lanyard.
Yeah, that's what's hanging from there.
That's his phone's missing. So, all right. So I'll tell you what. Maybe present that to her.
Are you in need of assistance? Even if you show that to me, I still cannot allow you free reign. I'm sorry, but I must admit that I still have my doubts about you.
Guilty until proven innocent, I see. Nope, I know exactly what to do. Alright, so I'm going to deduce this. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Why, yes, there is. Eureka! Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found.
His machine?
His cell phone, Ms. Teniro.
Ah, so I guess because it's not here.
Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Missing cell phone data jotted down on my organizer.
The victim supposedly had one, but has gone missing. Go ahead.
No. There's no grape juice residue on the soles of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered his elevator after the turbulence.
His hand?
No, nothing.
Okay, well, so we're finished investigating the elevator.
Wait, let's talk to him.
Yeah, because
About the victim. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Miss Teniro.
Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here.
Yes, it is a rather tragic crime.
I'll say, robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death, talking about rubbing in the salt. I can't forgive someone who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands.
And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. I should go over all the leads I've collected so far one more time. The key to solving this lies at the intersection of my logic and the evidence.
let's see. I would say elevator and broken glasses. Were they broken during his murder?
No,
Nothing. Alright. Did we try to fix up elevator and where was the killer?
I think I did, but
Go to our I'll check this out.
The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters. We don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed.
there must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant.
Alright.
There must be something more about this. Alright, so. Oh, yeah, let's look at the murder weapon itself. There is some blood on one of the corners. Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? It seems that this password is all that's in here. Let's see, flight itinerary. The meals, drinks, movie.
Okay. So it was like what, 6
Let's see. One thing I do wish they could have done was make the logic like have different puzzle ends or something.
Yes, that makes sense because then they'd be easier to match up. So let me look at this. All right, drinks, 10. So the murder occurred between 6 and 6:15 a.m.
Right?
So let me see. Time obsessed.
Oh, what the hell? One more time, I'm gonna try elevator and where was the killer? Oh! True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. Oh! And if only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. Huh? Nope.
Spilled grape juice in the elevator with Hicks.
Ha! I have it!
Huh? I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder.
What? Really?
Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person.
But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself?
Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless.
Which means...
Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. One thing I appreciate compared to early games is Edgeworth would go nook and cranny if you didn't completely examine the crime scene. Lovely. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Grape juice footprints data jotted down on my organizer. Spilt during the turbulence. Looks like footprints and something's being dragged. Investigation complete! Yay! What's going on over there?
I don't know what it's Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! Do you understand what I am saying? The movie is late! It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late!
But the movie...
What? I will not talk to you anymore! You are just wasting my time!
What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir.
Do not tell me what to do! I need not to sit down! Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet?
If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now.
What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken?
Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine, suit yourself.
Here we go. Time for a little argument. What I saw.
I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal.
Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me.
So, my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry! Do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you?
Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow. And fast.
Need tissue.
Okay, here we go. Now, time for rebuttal. What I saw. Statement number one, certain notes on Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. Hold it! Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time?
Of course I saw what was inside.
And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man.
This last outburst is a bit too important to let go.
The only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man.
Oh yeah?
Let's show him the footprints.
Objection! Mr. LeBlanc.
What is it? What is it?
there is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice.
Yes? And will you admit you also spilled it with the blood?
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints.
Footprints?
Yes, the ones that lead from the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive.
Oof!
There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth?
Can you please translate for us?
No way, that's totally
Impossible. I guess this one. No way, that's totally impossible. I guess is what he said.
No way! That is totally impossible! I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes.
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me?
Nerd!
All right, time for another testimony. What I saw, part 2.
I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one.
Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down.
What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony?
No, not at all. Please forget I said anything.
Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. All right, time for rebuttal. What I saw, part 2.
He's sweating buckets. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again.
Hold it! Hold it! Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier.
I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Returned back to me my time in money. You understand the point.
Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting.
They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie.
Digifixer, Steel Twins Gaming, just discovered your channel. How y'all doing? I'm alright, getting a bit hungry though. What do you think of this game and case so far?
It's a lot of fun. You know, I think it's a lot more fun without story mode too, because we're bumbling through it, but we're doing all right.
Yeah, thanks for joining the chat, whoever that may be.
I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late.
Hold it! Hold it! Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's all right.
The movie I wanted to see when it started, so I checked my pocket watch many times. Well, go back to the history though, if you can. My watch is set to my destination's time. But go back. I always set it when I board the plane. So then, what the shit? So, press him on that.
Oh no, there's details, movies, and other services inside. Objection! Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony.
I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board.
Now, check the evidence. Yeah, okay, I got it. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents.
I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course.
Okay, right there.
Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Ms. Teniro, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now?
Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point.
That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa.
But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Virginian time.
What? The time difference between Virginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule.
What?
Further, with your analog watch sent to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m.
My 1,000,000 cents!
This should clear up all of the remaining accusations.
So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right?
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. 6 cents, a 6 cents, ref. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing?
I've got something to say.
And you are...
Yeah, I'm Cammy Neal. I'm a flight attendant.
And what is it you wish to say?
Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it.
What do you mean, Cammy?
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
What? How can you be so sure of the time?
Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point.
Ah, the stop we made for refueling a cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct? This flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zhengfa between 4 and 5 a.m. We ask that all passengers remain on board at that time. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any new ones board this flight?
No, not a single person got off or on in Zhengfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily got on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Refueling in Zhengfa jotted down in my organizer.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ashby Hicks was there in his seat when he took off again at 5 a.m.
Ms. Neal's testimony jotted down in my organizer.
Mr. Abby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. All right, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa.
Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes.
But then how do we explain the footprints?
Is that not obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him, and then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc?
Do you have another idea?
I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that could hide this crime to a location other than this lounge?
Well, maybe a cell phone, but there's another page. Like, that's right on this.
The murder weapon. The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared taking from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you're innocent at all.
Is there no way to win with this man?
Hold it! If I may.
What is it?
You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Oh? And why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence?
That's right.
Blinking!
Hi, thanks for joining the chat, my man.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence?
Yes, I was.
Come to think of it, Ms. Teniro, when I found the body... Ms. Teniro, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what is beyond that door?
That's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the first floor.
Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Yes. You seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter.
Work, you say?
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know.
In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then?
Hold it!
What is it now?
Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop?
No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane, so I think we're all right.
Huh? That's weird.
What is?
Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Teniro?
It means he's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet here you are.
You, flight attendant, What are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us?
The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way.
Miss Teniro, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me.
Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on.
There's something about Miss Teniro that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority.
You know, I am totally suspect about Cammy Meal. Oh, absolutely, she's a suspect.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. Absolutely, no doubt.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Okay. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, in-flight shop. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here.
You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then.
Hold on! You can't clean up a potential crime scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much.
I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Investigation, begin! In-flight shop. The glass in this display case's door is shattered all over the floor, and it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? It's a tiny captain's hat. I swear I've seen one of these before. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meal is holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed.
Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases.
You know what I suggest?
Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip.
Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present?
I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything.
But I've had my eye on that panda for such a long time.
Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vents for sale.
They sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Can't I buy one?
I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. What are these?
Oh, those are the company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it.
Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy.
No way. But either way, it doesn't really matter.
True. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane?
Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Ugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you?
It's certainly making something jump inside my stomach.
Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste.
Huh?
You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest into it to begin with.
It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Ms. Teniro designed this?
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe? Really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so blah.
Ms. Teniro designed this, did she? Ms. Teniro designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected.
You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Ms. Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation.
Here, I'll put it back.
You better look at that. You know what? You see how the wheels on that case don't have blockers on them? And one of them's kind of pink.
Oh, yeah?
Don't you think that's what got rolled across the floor?
What about this? There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream "buy me" to any passersby. Okay, well, let's see. Broken glasses, Tiny Captain's hat. Wait. It's Tiny Captain's hat. I'm sort of seen all these before. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Captain Ugo piggy bank data updated in my organizer. Found at the crime scene. The culprit must have shattered the display case glass to take it.
Really?
Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. You go ahead and have the wheel on this.
Well, I don't. Miss Rod is in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything?
I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. The glass in the store is broken. The glass on the store is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank, but it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly.
Yeah!
What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Miss Edgeworth, it hurts.
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Really? Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator?
Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of GoU Airlines, Mr. Ugo Hughes. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf is the realistic one. And on the top shelf, that's the floral version.
Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess. You just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. Nah. What else is there? Nothing of interest here. What about this? GoU Airlines related books line in the shelf. The history of GoU Airlines, the future of GoU Airlines, the 7 wonders of GoU, fight on GoU Airlines, working name Ugo Airlines, The titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. There must be something. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Eureka! There is definitely something very unusual about this. If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Ugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there is not a single piece of glass inside the display case,
Nope. No, there isn't.
which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time too,
That's nice.
which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Ugo bank from here after the turbulence. Captain Ugo piggy bank updated my organizer. This was taken out of its display case in the in-flight shop after the turbulence. Take your power naps on your own time, Ms. Meal, and listen when I'm talking.
What?
But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility.
But then what if when the killer went to take Captain Ugo, they broke the glass by accident?
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have.
Oh? And who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything.
Ms. Rhoda Teniro, huh?
Is there more in that case? Like, walk up to the case again and see if that. Oh, there's more. Okay.
I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look.
Well, then why isn't it? Well, okay. See if like the handles do anything. There you go.
For security, there's a lock on this display case. Now, Ms. Meal, if I may ask you about this lock.
The one who's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so she's got the keys to all the display cases.
I see.
Oh, I bet you want to buy something. You want me to go get the key from her?
No, that's all right.
Okay, I think now back up, and now that's done. Is there any way you can look at those suitcases more often? No, I guess not.
No, not quite. Beautiful flowers and a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them.
Well, you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Miss Edgeworth.
Oh, excuse me.
I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever.
Notice anything? So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Miss Edgeworth.
I can assure you that I'm here in the shop to prove just the opposite.
Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know. So don't forget that, okay?
How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep?
Well, you know what really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there?
Sorry, you're gonna have to make do with my words of appreciation. About the shop.
I cut my finger on those bad pieces of glass.
Don't blame the glass for something you did to yourself. Just be more careful.
Same to you. You're the one walking all over broken glass. You sure you're okay?
I'm fine. Any glass I walk on, I crush. Like this.
That's nice. But please be careful around the display case, okay? Wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Compared to the glass around my feet, the inside of the case is nothing to be afraid of. After all, no glass fragments appear to have ended up inside.
Then I guess even you can tidy up the case, right?
Perish the thought.
Is there? Click right on the stick. Oh, never mind. That just goes back to the profiles. Oh, no, yeah. So he was there in his seat when he took off at 5 a.m.
Oh, there must be some logic here. Let's see. Suitcase. Planes shaking causes it to roll. The flight suitcase displays can be hazardous. Turbulent. Planes shook so much during it made a huge mess of the shop. Ha! Yes, there is definitely something wrong here.
What's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the color and the such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
Yeah, you're scaring me, Miss Edgeworth.
Sorry. These suitcases... these suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after the creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. Why is the person who is voicing Edgeworth sounding so familiar to me? Are you a pro VA? I recognize the voice, but I can't remember which character it sounds like. Well, I may not be actually a pro voice actor, but I feel like...
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, but I would like to be.
I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase?
The wheel.
Take that! There's something very peculiar. There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh?
As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying.
And?
The color red. There must be blood on them. And so it is very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we?
The red wheel there.
I know. What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. I want to think you sound like the man-made Family Guy dude, but I can't be sure since I don't watch that show.
Oh, Seth MacFarlane? No, not really. But that's a huge compliment.
This color and the scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice. But why would there be juice on the wheel of a suitcase?
Why indeed?
No. What else are we looking at here? This was apparently designed by Miss Tenaro herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that's the best way to put it.
What about the tags on the top? Oh, never mind.
It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. Uh-oh! A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood!
It's blood!
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Investigation complete! Bam!
So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner, such as to move something, perhaps.
But aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is this.
Take that!
No, not quite. Shh. Miss Meal, wake up!
Did you say something just now, Miss Edgeworth? I mean, I don't know, but I don't think that's it.
Oh, this? No, I was just seeing if you were awake. My real explanation begins now. Is she really asleep? Now, the thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is this.
There could only be one other thing. It's
Take that!
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Oh! Go use suitcase data jotted down in my organizer. This was used to transport the body. It was designed by Ms. Rhoda Tenairo. Bloody cloth data jotted down in my organizer. Found inside the suitcase. Its beautiful pattern has been soiled by blood.
But...
In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand the sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Neal reminded me about Ms. Tenairo, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued. It's been an hour and a half. What do you think? What?
Well, obviously save your progress.
Yeah, I gotta say, cause you never know. I think we better get on with this. March 12th, 10 p.m., 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we have landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenairo and Ms. Neal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenairo in private. So I'm left wondering just what was she up to? What was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. You see that guy in the upper left corner? That guy chomping on something?
Yeah?
Reminds me of, Sam Manella.
Yeah.
I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth.
There she is.
Damn.
It's the... Francisca. I thought you were still in Germany.
I go where I am needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Francisca von Karma. Yay, my favorite part. I've been waiting for this. Yes. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Francie! Yes, everybody's favorite high school dominatrix teacher is here. Scott Ryan would have a field day with this chick. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest.
What?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when the disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame?
Wait! It has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death.
Francisca, do you honestly believe that I killed a man?
I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be. What?
What?
Well, I can't see the text on the white clothing.
Hang on.
I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way. The fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for.
What do you think of her arrival appearance, her? Yeah, I like it. Well, I have my own creed, which I must fulfill. So why don't we solve this together?
I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I had no intention to.
Detective Gumshoe!
Yes, sir.
Too slow. Yeah.
Ow!
Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand?
But Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him?
A simple yes or no, detective. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay.
A gaming fun fact, while the Phantom paints her as a dominatrix, she's actually very afraid of those wishing to be with for pleasure, as is evidence in Ace Attorney Manga Volume 5.
I didn't know that.
Thank you, Detective.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Francisca is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. Well, first of all... Look from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
No. In Soviet Russia, world flags lunchboxes eat Jew. Found it. Lol. Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000. Lols. For my next Leap movie, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo, versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna rock so many boxers.
So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. That was Sam Manila, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Initial investigation. So how is the initial investigation going?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. We're taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Francisca. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
Oh, how so?
I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow when I got here, Ms. Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival.
That's sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this.
Francisca Von Karma. Ms. Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it. Even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation, starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes.
I'm all excited to see this many planes too. Just look at the size of these things.
Do you like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings is really something, huh?
Ha! It seems that this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect.
Oh, but I've also got a thing for the shape of the wings too.
Here, mister, you can stand next to me. So about that plane's wing...
Thank you, Detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair.
And I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir.
I did it. I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof I made it alive. It's now my prized possession. How could you just take that from the plane?
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least.
Oh, don't forget to investigate everywhere you can when Gummy is your partner. There's an achievement to be had when you look at Edgy's logbook and chessboard.
Yep.
Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops.
Oh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try.
What should I go with?
I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time.
We have...
A variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags.
If you really want one that badly, Detective, why don't you go ahead and buy one?
Is that okay, sir? Thanks. All right, then I'm really gonna get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Star-Spangled Banner lunchbox, please.
I hope he's aware that's the most expensive one on the menu. Oh. March 12th, 1:37 p.m., flight G390, second floor, first class.
So, you must be the captain.
Well, yes, I am. And who might you be? Also in the original Reachless game in the US, the airline was called I Fly, not Go You. Nice.
I am the prodigy prosecutor, Francisca von Karma, and I have a few questions for you.
Don't you dare, Captain! Get me friendly with another woman! I'll never forgive you if you do!
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Francisca and her whip. March 12th, 1:40 p.m., flight G390, first floor, lounge.
Now see here. Sorry, I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you.
Mr. LeBlanc.
Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Oh my God.
Did you finish taking a statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back.
LeBlanc's cargo.
If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From foam costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts.
Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a Virginian cloth.
As I suspected. Your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. No, go back up and check out the edgy stuff. There's not much time you have to do so.
Oh, okay. So, go to Mr. Edgeworth's seat and take a look at his stuff. Okay. Yeah, yes, of course. This fabric is so famous. Orders come from over the seas for more.
Bloody cloth data updated in my organizer. World famous expert of Virginia. Its beautiful pattern has been soiled by blood. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier?
No. My cargo this time is many gigantic. You detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. And it is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too.
That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Miss Teniro.
Hey, go back up real quick and just go back upstairs. So go look at his seat. Yeah, the chessboard. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I think you have too many red knights on this board.
It's just your imagination.
And it looks like that blue pawn is being completely surrounded by the red knights.
Now you're seeing things.
Sir, I don't think you're supposed to have lots of the same piece like in checkers.
I know that, detective. What do you take me for?
Go look at his law stuff.
This was my seat.
Wow, you read law books even when you're flying, sir?
Were you expecting anything less? Now come along. We must hurry to the crime scene.
Huh? Hold on a sec. There's a different book stuck in here. The Steel Samurai's Adventure.
Detective Gumshoe, am I gonna have to charge you with invasion of privacy?
Peter's true fashions. It's okay, talk to him about the Road to Teniro.
What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview, and then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her.
Why is Miss Teniro's interview the only one that's taken up so much time? Nice.
Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Teniro. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room.
Huh. Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't hold the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
All right, time for a little argument here. Francisco's logic.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
Likeliest suspect, Francisca?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. Edward's nerdism exposed again.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Alright, time for a rebuttal. Alright, see, let's not complicate things.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered.
Argument or flirting bedroom talk? I doubt it. I think they're professional rivals, nothing more.
The scene of the crime, okay, so world famous, okay. Mr. Abbott Hicks was there in his seat when he took off again at 5 a.m.
Objection!
No, not that. Francisca, I believe your testimony just now conflicts with this piece of evidence.
And I believe that when you use the phrase "I believe," you are anything but certain. Which means that showing me that piece of evidence is just a way to waste time.
There's no need to whip the evidence as well.
Ow! Why'd you whip me too, sir?
One more victim besides myself and the evidence to add to the pile. So,
A suitcase?
That must be it. No.
How do you know?
Well, you're gonna present something. Objection! It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Einspruch! Now who's the one who actually jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Yvonne Conway is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
Einspruch! As if there is proof of that.
Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved around?
Oops, sorry, but it's the grape juice footprints.
Take that!
She spilled grape juice in front of the elevator?
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? Right there!
Take that!
This mark here. Wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
Well, I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Einspruch! Not so fast! This still doesn't put you in the clear! Not by a long shot!
Oop, time for another argument. Francisca's Logic, Part 2.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence,
No, that did not happen.
and then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from and pretended it to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in your logic in one fell swoop. Okay, time for a rebuttal. I know exactly what happened.
You prepared yourself for the quiet piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence.
Hold it! No. And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass, like this. Yeah!
Ow! You've shattered my heart of glass.
So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the Captain Ugo bank, does she?
That takes care of how you obtain the murder weapon.
Okay. What are you doing? No, that's statement 2. Gotta go to statement number 1. No, because this was taken out of its display case in the in-flight shop after the turbulence. Objection! The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in the courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Captain Ugo piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood at the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick the bank up from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence, and the remaining items are all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see. Well, Master Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir.
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murder's personage or is still at the real crime scene.
Einspruch! There is one more possibility.
And that would be...
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Halt! Moment mal! Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about...
Not so fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes?
Very well. Permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Mr. Nairo is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
All right, here we go. March 12th, 2:23 p.m., Flight G390, first floor, flight attendant's room.
So you're the one that picked Pokemon inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Ms. Tenairo,
Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
All right.
Captain's permission. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy.
I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be proud to take it with Miss Meal.
Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness.
Mr. Nairo, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly.
Yes, I was.
And why were you there?
Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. In-flight shop.
All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do.
You're saying it was for Vuxen?
Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise.
After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this home, correct?
Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Miss Tenaro claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. Alright, let's present this.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how to answer you. As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure.
She must be worn out from the long questioning session she just went through. Oh, I know what to present. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenaro.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
Oh. The last one there? Last suitcase. So you're saying, Miss Tenaro, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry. I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcases isn't the design. It's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1.
Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction.
When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenaro, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only 1 left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She used it for a long time? I think not. Ms. Tenaro, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Ms. Tenaro says? Must be...
Take that!
Tell me, Ms. Tenaro, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Ms. Tenairo, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the flight attendant's room?
No, it was probably in
The in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was... you?
Take that!
Take that! It was you, wasn't it, Ms. Tenairo? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was...
I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say that shows a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
You buy one every single time you work a flight?
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well.
Yes, and here is my receipt for that purchase.
This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m. Suitcase receipt data jotted down in my organizer. Bought at the in-flight shop and left in attendant's room. The timestamp says 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Ms. Tenairo, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold.
Since the suitcase is securely used,
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think the killer used one of my suitcases to...
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Ms. Tenairo, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Moment,
Yes,
Francisca?
going on these wild goose chases, you are a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer called the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francisca got information out of Miss Meal?
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rosa Tenairo, and only you.
Ah!
What? Is this true, Miss Tenairo?
Yes, I keep the key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on.
All right, here we go.
It's missing.
I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone.
What?
What?
Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen, when in fact, you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through.
Wait, it's not like that.
You can tell us all about what it's like down at this station. Officer, arrest this for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, man.
What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However,
Hold! Monument one! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time! You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. To be continued.
Oh, man.
All right, we're going to cut it from here, folks. But first, we're going to save, because you never know. And we're going to get out of here. Okay, so we're going to close that game. We're going to listen to that music one more time. Or not. All right, well, thank you guys so much for sticking around, and thanks to Pete Double D for checking our stream out too. Sweet. And of course, Digivixen and Blade King and some other person for joining us as well. Tune in next week. Tune in next time on Voice Acting when we investigate the cargo hold on Turnabout Airlines. What the hell's gonna happen there?
Yeah, I you know who I think it is? I think it's Meal. Cammy Meal. Either Cammy Meal did it or the captain did it.
Yeah.
One of those two people.
Yep. My money goes on Meal because she is mad sus.
Yeah, mad sus.
Mad sus. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Nostalgic Monday as I tackle Banjo-Tooie and Banjo and Kazooie go jiggy hunting. Until then, I am the Package Angel Steel.
I'm the Cannonball Alex Steele.
We are the Steel Twins, and we are for real.